YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with another episode of Overreaction Monday after Week 15's games in the NFL. Some good ones this week, a lot of good ones. I'm excited for it. You guys send in statements through Twitter that can be overreactions, can be facts, maybe bold statements, and I react to them. So if you want to get involved and get more NFL content, more NFL talk during live games, go to that Twitter. We got a Monday night game tonight, so we'll be covering it on there. We have an Instagram, podcast, Patreon, all the links that you need, description, comments, including the Sided app. Please subscribe if you're new. Full NFL coverage, weekly picks, power rankings, score predictions, a lot more videos like these, off-season, full draft, full free agency coverage, predictions, grades, everything. We got you. So please subscribe. Be much appreciated. Overreaction Monday. Excited about this one. First one comes from Keegan Jones. Herbert saved Anthony Lynn's job. You might be onto something there. I'm actually going to say this is overlooked. I think people kind of look at a statement like this and be like, no, Lynn's done. He's gone. And I think people were kind of overlooking the fact that there's been some successful things Anthony Lynn has done, actually. If it's me, I talked about this, I don't remember which video, but it was after, I think it was the Thursday night recap, and they beat the Raiders. And I talked about it's actually a tough decision because he's made some game management decisions that are pretty terrible. I cost him some games. He's kind of proven that he's consistent at doing that. But he deserves some credit, and the staff deserves some credit, and the staff will go with him too. So if he's fired, most likely it's most of the staff or all the staff gone. Herbert's progression, the rapid rate of, potential, just reaching that potential. We're in the rookie year, looks like a polished NFL veteran. We've seen his potential. Are we going to get the full thing out of him? That's kind of the question. Early in his career, he's doing it already. And it's a perfect system. The play calling at times looks great. There's times where it looks pretty bad, where they run the ball when they should be throwing the ball. Even in that Raiders game, I mean, what do you have, like one pass attempt in the fourth quarter, something ridiculous like that? So there's times where it's great, sometimes where it's bad. I love the system, though, and it's a system for him. The organization may be concerned that they will stunt, Herbert's growth, getting rid of Anthony Lynn. So this is a strong possibility that Anthony Lynn, I think it goes overlooked for those reasons I explained, that Anthony Lynn's job could be saved because of Herbert, and really Herbert only. There's other guys that play well that contribute to help the Chargers play well, but it's really because the rookie is progressing at a rapid rate, and taking the coach away could cause some problems. I mean, see Herbert hug Anthony Lynn at some point during that Raiders game, when they looked like they were going to win, or so things like that too definitely go along with it. So Anthony Lynn might be safe. There's some people around the league that thinks he's safe, so that's a pretty good one there. Something to look out for. From CFC MMB, Josh Allen should win MVP. He's definitely a strong candidate right now, especially the way he's been playing, staying consistent. You factor in that the Bills don't really have a run game going, and a lot of these quarterbacks, even great ones, need a running game going to look better than they already are good, the great ones I'm referring to. But Josh Allen doesn't really have a run game going. He kind of is the run game when he needs to be, but teams are game planning to stop the pass. They're game planning to try to make Josh Allen make mistakes. And in defense, a lot easier when you can guess right. And most of the time you're guessing that they're passing the ball because that's what they do. They don't really have a run game. And he's still playing out of his mind right now. So for those reasons, I can't call it a fact. I'm going to call it fair, because I think you can think this. You can make a valid argument that he should win it. So I think it's fair. There's some other guys we can talk about. Mahomes, Rodgers, Derrick Henry, guys like that. That also would be fair to think those guys should win as well. So you can make the case. You can make a strong case for it. From Tristan, the Giants' offense is holding them back from being a playoff team. I mean, they could definitely still make the playoffs. So I'm not, by putting up fact, I'm not saying they're not going to make the playoffs because of that. They could still make it, but the feeling of a playoff team, I don't really get the feeling that they're a playoff team, even if they make it. That's because of the offense. The offense is holding them back. Their defense did their part against the Browns. The offense actually was able to move the ball to midfield pretty easily, but they just completely shut down. I don't know if having Daniel Jones would have changed. He probably would have turned the ball over. He probably then maybe would have got the ball in the end zone, but probably would have turned the ball over. Their defense is doing the part. The defense looks really good. Way, way, way better than expected. It's impressive. Imagine if they add more edge rush, more pressure from the edge in that defense. Can be scary. But the offense is definitely holding them back, especially looking at the defense, what they're doing. The offense, the failure to put up points when in the red zone, especially in a game like the Browns game. So, yeah, I think that's a fact. Brennan Scranton, Tony Pollard is better than Zeke. It's not even overlooked anymore. I think it's a fact. I think people look at it. I mean, they see it. Just the difference hitting the hole with speed and quickness, the home run ability, the ability to make people miss after the fact, and I guess all Zeke's fumbles plays a part as well. But Pollard has been more successful than Zeke this year. If Zeke would have played in that game, Pollard's carries would have been almost nothing, and they probably wouldn't have won the game. It's pretty wild to think about, and if you watch the game, if you realize what happened in the game, I know a big reason was turnovers early that the defense created, but Pollard really helped them win that game, and Zeke would have slowed that down, I think. So I do think it's a fact, and I think people are starting to realize that. I kind of been saying it since early in the year. It's just, I think it goes along with Zeke's is not the same. You see running backs wear down. It doesn't really matter about the age. It's just wear, how many carries they've had in their career. That plays a part, but where the game's changing too. The faster, the quicker and faster guys are just better in today's game. The patient runner, which Zeke isn't really an extreme, wasn't, like a Le'Veon Bell, not like that. Not like extremely patient, but it's kind of just dead, right now. So I think it's a fact. YT, it's Trip. Sam Darnold is the future of the Jets, and they won't draft a QB in the draft. It's a tough one. I can answer this multiple ways. If you think that Darnold is the future of the Jets, in terms of he should be the future of the Jets, I think it's an overreaction. I think he's proven that he's not the guy. Quarterbacks just don't change a whole bunch. People talk about these needs more around, and the offensive line's playing good. The receivers got to stay healthier, but they're pretty solid. Good quarterbacks find ways. They find ways. He's not. In the future should be a guy that can take them to Super Bowl. It's the one and only goal. So I don't think you should think that Sam Darnold's going to be good in the future and he should be the guy. But to think that the Jets may end up doing this, I think it's like almost overlooked. I think people still think, no, they got to go quarterback. There's no way. I think it's a possibility. I think teams get too attached to quarterbacks. Even if Gase is gone, the organization could. I'm not saying it'll happen. We'll have a mock draft come out later today. Today's the 21st, by the way. We'll see what I have them doing and predicting them doing. But I can see this. So that's interesting to think about, But overall, I gave you two answers. Overall, I still want to call this an overreaction because the Jets won one game, and to start talking like this because of one game, I think that goes without saying. It's kind of an overreaction, but it's a good one to think about. I don't know how to say your name. I apologize. Mene Voichu. I don't know. I apologize for that. Darnold's better quarterback than Goff. Yeah, we're getting a little carried away here. Getting a little carried away. We're going overreaction on that one. Goff could be better. I think people get on Goff like too much sometimes. He deserves it sometimes. People get on him a little too much though. Peter Bear and Jets will win out. Yeah, we're on fire right now. I don't call it Overreaction Monday for nothing. You get the Browns this week. Yeah, I don't know. Not happening. One win, that might do it. Impressive one. Claudio, Mitch with Bill Lazor calling plays would be a top 15 quarterback. Again, we don't call it Overreaction Monday for nothing. Quarterbacks don't change. Trubisky's playing solid right now. He tried to blow at the end of the Vikings game. He's playing solid. He's doing his job. I think it's a big game plan factor. They had a scheme change. It's a good scheme. It works. Play action's coming back. Teams' defenses base things off of film, and you don't really have the film on this. I have small sample size. So I think any most quarterbacks that have success, not any, but most in this situation, especially given who they're playing. They're playing. The Vikings are supposed to be a little better defense than the other, Texans, Lions, and they did lose the Lions game, by the way, because of a late. You can blame multiple things for that, but yeah, the Vikings had they had some practice squad guys out there. It was brutal, but Mitch and company took advantage of that and they played well. I just think quarterbacks don't change. It's been proven. I think the only time where it's like, okay, this guy ended up good, but we knew Peyton Manning was going to be good, but he threw an insane amount of interceptions his first year. So That's kind of the only time. But we still knew he was going to be good, and it was a long time ago. But yeah, quarterbacks don't really change. Could he still slightly improve? Sure. It's not like he's a rookie second-year guy, though. Yeah, I think it's an overreaction, based on this. I think they're playing the weakest defenses in football, mainly beating them because of the run game, and guys are kind of getting schemed open with a game plan that people can't really figure out. So I think that's mainly it. I think it's pretty clear that's it. Again, maybe he can. If it was Bob Lazar, maybe. When I see Bill Lazor, I think Bob Lazar. So if it was Bob Lazar calling plays, then yeah, who knows? Then maybe they can figure it out. I don't know. Charlie, Jalen Hurts is the answer. Philadelphia and should trade Wentz. I'm actually gonna say as a fact. A little bold of me to call as a fact already. When I was saying that a long time ago they should put Hurts in, I wasn't necessarily thinking Hurts is kind of the answer or Hurts is even better than Wentz. I was kind of just thinking they need change. Given the offensive line situation, Hurts will be better, just given the circumstance, the situation. But now I'm just thinking, Hurts he looks pretty good. He looks much improved from last year already. Playing in Oklahoma Big 12 offense with Lincoln Riley, he looks better. Like, it's crazy. Really calm, relaxed, poised, like all of that. Like, it's wild. He looks good. I like Jalen Hurts. So I think he's going to be good, especially where the league's heading. The mobile quarterbacks, you can't just get mobile quarterbacks. You got to be able to throw. Hurts can do it. He can throw on the run. But having that mobility in there, and Wentz was mobile. He still kind of is, but nowhere near what he was. So he just doesn't match Hurts whatsoever. Hurts' combination of speed, quickness, I think quickness and power. Like, he can break some tackles too. He can run you over. And then he can throw. A lot of promise there. And they should trade Carson Wentz, but that doesn't mean that nobody's going to. I don't think anybody's going to trade for that contract and that risk. What's going on with him? So it doesn't mean I think they're going to trade him, but they should. They should try at least. So I think it's fact. I like Jalen Hurts right now. We'll see him against the Cowboys this week. And when the tables turn, I don't want to hear shit. Jalen Hurts, the best healthy QB in the NFC East. So that's basically taking away Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott easily the best quarterback in the NFC East if healthy, but not counting him in this case. Yeah, I think he is. Maybe it's bold to say that already after 2 games, but I think he is. Doesn't have too much competition there. Or we can Alex Smith. I think he's better than Alex Smith. I think if Washington had him, they'd be better. Hurts, they'd be better. But is he even healthy? So does he even come into play here? So looking at Haskins, Daniel Jones is even healthy. But I still think Hurts is better than these guys anyways. So, yeah, I'm rolling with Hurts. I'm rolling with them. Skiddly Bop, the Titans' offense is better than the Chiefs. I don't know what the answer for this one, because statistically they are. That's a fact. Right now they are. But I think most of us try to think like, we don't want to go off stats. Are they? And I think right now it's fair to say that the Titans are the better offense. I mean, the combination of running game and passing game is ridiculous. They no longer have to make Derrick Henry carry them, because Daniel's a very good quarterback right now. He even can use his legs too. On top of that, they got some weapons at receiver. Corey Davis has gotten better. A.J. Brown's a factor. That's obvious. Jonnu Smith, those guys, offensive line's playing great, even without Taylor Lewan. So, yeah, you can say this when, if the question is when it's all said and done at the end of the year, the actual end of the year, I think most likely people will just really have a strong case for the Chiefs, but I think it's fair to think the Titans are better right now. They could be better. I think it's fair to say they're better when it's all said and done, and they may have to stay alive longer than the Chiefs. But, yeah, that combination of that run game, pass game is ridiculous. So, and statistically, they are the number 1 offense right now. So, very impressive. DZ Bills. The Bills are a hotter team right now than the Chiefs. Bills are extremely hot. They're showing they're a legit contender in the AFC. Good team. Team I don't really want to have to game plan for or go against. Well, I guess not game plan for, but just go against. But I think it's an overreaction. The Chiefs are the hottest team in football. They have 1 loss. And they are they had all these road games against really good defenses on top of it, and they're beating them. They're all away. They're all good defenses. They're all good teams, and they're beating them all, and then they have I know the Raiders aren't, but they get revenge on the Raiders with a crazy offensive game there. The Bills are very, very hot. Really good team, really dangerous team. The Chiefs, they're the hottest team in football right now. It's almost like expected and not a surprise, so people don't really I guess, think about it, maybe. But yeah, what the Chiefs have done on the road against some of these defensive teams, ridiculous. Bandwagon Sports, Marcus Mariota is the Raiders franchise QB. Overreaction, easily overreaction. I like what I saw from Mariota. Better offense for him. They were throwing more, different plays than what Derek Carr. I think they would run more RPO. I think Mariota would go against the Dolphins this week. And then get him on the ground more than, way more than we can do with Derek Carr, obviously. He looked good. He's probably better than some starters in the NFL. And who knows? I talked about on Twitter during the Raiders game, looking at it from last year to this year, they ran way more RPO. They're at the bottom of the NFL in RPO plays ran last year with Derek Carr, obviously. This year with Derek Carr, they ran a lot more. They want to run more RPO. Mariota comes in there and looks even better. He's more of a fit to that. So who knows? Maybe Gruden's just dying to go to RPO. Who knows? But I think it's an overreaction at this point. They like Derek Carr. Derek Carr's playing really good football this year. In franchise QB, even if they want to go Mariota for a bit, franchise, means long term. Not doubt Mariota. He's a talented guy. Look good. But it's just highly unlikely, especially basing it off of just like one game where he had to just get thrown in there against the Chargers. And then we got from Gannon, Baker Mayfield should be in the MVP conversation. He is a top 7 quarterback. Baker Mayfield's playing great. I think he's perfect for Stefanski's offense, perfect for the play action. He develops the play so quick because of his legs. He can move. He's been accurate, big playability. I like Baker Mayfield. I liked him out of Oklahoma. But I think it's an overreaction. I think you kind of answered this. Top 7 quarterback, calling a guy top 7 quarterback kind of pretty much says you got to be the best quarterback in football. Let's be honest. Derrick Henry's very much in the conversation, strong candidate, but most likely it's going to be the number 1 quarterback in football. So not even number 2, not even number 3, not number 4, top 7. So you kind of answered that. He could be a top 7 quarterback, though. I guess that's a two-parter. I kind of would have to sit down and kind of really think about that. We'll do our end of the year rankings for the court, rank all 32 quarterbacks, top 5 or so by position. We'll have a top 100 after the playoffs like we do every year. So a lot more fun content to come. But, I think it's definitely fair to think he's a top 7 quarterback right now. He's balling right now. Love me some Baker Mayfield. But, yeah, MVP. He might be playing to the level, where you can say he's playing like an MVP, but you also got to factor in the other guys. Like, it really has pretty much no chance to win it over right now. That's the way I think of it. Yeah. That was a good episode. Liked a lot of those that you guys sent in. Thanks for playing along. Make sure you follow us on Twitter to get involved and get more NFL content, action, constantly talking, giving you takeaways, thoughts on there. Smash that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss a thing. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.